Hi there, this is Toby Green and you're listening to The Green Room with Tom Green and Jacob Gaynor. Stay tuned.
Oh, coffee's for a week for that, mate.
Well, a great fade. Well, it's an exciting episode, Tom. We've long preached that we're going to have a guest, and we've gone to the top of the pile.
Well, he's very in demand at the minute after a stellar performance on the weekend and a great team win. Harry Rowston, thank you for coming on.
Oh, thanks, boys. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Excited.
Now, you told me you listen every week.
We know he does. We came in, we were sort of just talking about, so these are our segments. He said, nah, it's all good, boys, I know.
He said he's got a trending topic, which is crazy.
Got it ready to go, boys.
Yep.
Under control.
Now, we've had a few guests from the club, and a lot of them struggle with the bright lights. Everyone thinks it's easy to come on and talk, and the lights are in your face. Connor Ryden, I've never seen a man so nervous.
Yeah, he had the sweats going. He was
the lip was shaking.
Yeah.
He didn't do too great. Binger came in too hot, way too hot.
I didn't mind it.
Nah, stuff that bloke. Jack Buckley is a regular, as you would know as a listener. But you've had to wait. You had to wait to get back into the side, but the longer wait is in the green room, and we know that's what you care about. So, Rowsto, how are you? Welcome back. Welcome to the show.
Nah, thanks for having me. I'm going well at the moment, so it's been a long-awaited return to the show, but it's good to be here. Can't wait.
Be honest, how often do you actually listen?
Oh, I reckon once a month.
You were good early days.
Early days I was good, but then I got sick of listening to Greener, I'll be honest. Enough of listening to the
It's actually sad that it's like common feedback.
Oh, well, his voice is just annoying at the end of the day.
People outside the club have the same opinion.
Yeah. Unfortunately enough, they do. But, maybe I've got to be a little bit quieter around the club because if I'm going to do this every single week, then people don't need to hear me all the time.
Now, we'll dive into a bit of your story, Rowsto. I did a lot of research prior to this episode. And it's
Before we get into all that, should we just address the weekend quickly in terms of like game, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, man. Just
Yeah.
hijack my show.
No, I'll hijack it really quickly.
Let's just do what Tom wants.
Yeah, well, we will, just because I'm feeling a little bit vindicated.
Sorry, yep, you had something to get off your chest. My bad.
I had a little
My
bit of
bad.
something to get off my chest just for regular listeners. I don't know if you heard last week, Rowsto, but we get a lot of, I don't know how much you consume our own social media, like Jacob's work. I assume you probably try and avoid it, as we all do, if you can. But sometimes, our fans obviously, and, rightfully so, get quite frustrated with, geez, the Giants are so up and down. It's really annoying, and they're quite critical of the fact they're up and down. And I went on about a 10-minute rant explaining how it's a really, among other things, it's a really even comp at the minute. And so if you're off a little bit, you're going to get done. We travel so much, that also affects it. I went on, and went in a big in-depth explainer as to why it's difficult to win games of AFL football. And I was vindicated on the weekend. I said, it's hard to win, but anyone can beat anyone. You rock up, you're going to get the win. And so what did we do?
We got it done.
We rolled up to Brisbane. We
Sir.
had some key-ins. We roll up, reigning premiers, going very well. Always tough to beat at the Gabba. And we beat them. And I just hope that illustrates to our fans, first of all, we're trying our best every single week to go out there and win. But second of all, winning games of AFL football in the AFL right now, it's hard. It's an even comp. If you're on and you're up and firing, good things happen like they do on the weekend. If you're off slightly, bad things like the week before in Canberra against Port Adelaide, that happens. So I hope that perfectly encapsulates to our fans what I was explaining, and just keep that in your minds going forward. I just thought it was a good time to just sort of touch back on that, and because it frustrates me sometimes. I see that.
Can't tell.
I get pundits and whatever always going to be, the Giants are up and down, this, that, whatever. But you'd like to think that our fans could sometimes be a little bit more, I don't know, in our corner the whole time.
Supportive.
Yeah, and so I was just a bit like, well, let's just understand a few things, and it was nice to see that we at least got that positive result on the weekend. Now, again, by my own logic, we could roll out this weekend and get rolled. I don't know. Hopefully we'll be on.
Touch wood.
I'm telling you, we'll be trying our absolute best to get the win. So just, I thought that was just a timely reminder. That's all.
That was good.
Yeah.
Feel better? Feel better?
I feel a lot better. Last week I felt better getting
You
that
were
off my
looking
chest.
a bit tense now.
Yeah, now I'm happy I've come in, got that off my chest again. And as I said, which we'll now move into, we had some key-ins on the weekend, which certainly helped.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Rowston being a key one of those. I thought, and I'm sure all Giants fans saw that as well. He was super on the weekend. To share, the midfield with him was great. It was great to have him and Finn both back in. Matto with another really good game in the ruck. And it felt like a really great midfield mix. Rowsto's kicking, I thought, was a real feature. Getting out the front, stepping in with his intent as well. It was great to have him back in and show Giants fans more of what he can do.
How'd you feel?
I was pretty nervous before the game, to be honest with you. But then come quarter time, I was pretty relaxed.
He had a big first quarter. He had about 8 touches and 4 tackles.
Oh, we were counting.
Yeah.
So it would have been coming in quarter time going, yeah, okay, I feel comfortable now.
Yeah, how were you feeling at the break?
It was just like relief, to be honest with you. I think Greener came to me and he said, "You're probably feeling pretty relaxed now." And I was like, yeah, I feel like I've proved to myself that I'm good enough to be here now. So from there on out, it was, I just played footy, to be honest. Yeah, it was good. It was a good feeling.
You give King a bit of a look? Like, hey, mate. Friendly reminder.
No, not yet.
It's interesting you say, like, it is such a real thing, though, that, like, was that your third game of, like, actual starting the match?
Yeah, maybe fourth.
Yeah.
Not many, yeah.
So, like, I mean, that's even doing it quickly, but, like, it sometimes just takes that a quarter or a game of, like, and like I said, sometimes it doesn't happen in people's, fourth game. It can take 15, 20 for you to, like, have a quarter or have some moments like that where you go, oh, like, within yourself, because that's the most important part, is believing yourself that, like, I belong, I'm good enough. And so to have that moment is great when it comes, like you said, I'm sure you're just so relieved and it feels really good. And it is, again, another underrated thing of, like, you have to have that moment to really feel comfortable and understand that you belong. And it was great to see on the weekend. It was a great first quarter and a great game all round.
I do want to go back into your upbringing, Harry, but before we do that, I think the game's pretty topical. You and I did the maths before the game. 784 days since you'd started a game for the Giants.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Your last start, do you remember with that? Was it the North Melbourne game or you sub?
No, I was sub for that game. It was Brisbane in Canberra.
Yeah, when we won by a lot. Or did we lose? No, we lost.
We lost.
2023.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that one, yeah. I was suspended
Charlie
for
had
that
a
one.
day out.
Yeah, Charlie Cameron kicked about 7 and I was suspended.
Don't remember. Yeah, so a long time. How difficult was it that period for you? Because it'd be so frustrating. Because it's not like, obviously last year you had your back issue, but it's a long time to play consistently good football in the reserves and not get a crack.
Yeah, I think, like, it was obviously frustrating, but I think I've learnt a lot from it. Like, I try and take the positives out of everything that happens in life. So I feel as though as negative as it was, I've tried to take all the positives from it. My game's come a long way since I last played AFL football. So, I've just taken the positives out of it, the amount that I've been able to grow. I think when my opportunity did come this week, that I felt so ready for it. Whereas probably when I played last time, which is about 2 years ago, probably wasn't quite as ready mentally. Like, physically I was probably ready, but mentally I probably wasn't prepared to go out there and play AFL football, because it is a big step. Like, from VFL to AFL, it's a huge step. I think over the 2 years I've grown a lot as a person, but mostly as a footballer. Me and Crippo have done a lot of work, a lot of vision, a lot of little training drills. So I feel as though just taking the positive out of it, and it's been a really, really good learning experience.
It's also such a testament to Rowsto's character that, like, 2 years is a long time, and some people can, in that moment, throw the towel in, just say, it's too hard, I'm never going to get back in. And he never did that for 1 second. Like, yeah, the work ethic has been relentless the whole time. He's constantly wanted to get better. And also, the other part is, like, you can say, and do, like, the work during the week, let's say, but if also the output's not there, where it's been 2 years of, like, 30 in goals basically every single week in the VFL, of just like, well, he's basically slamming the door down for as much as he can on the weekend, and then he's also doing the work during the week, and it's been relentless for 2 years. Like, it was, it's a real testament to his character, his work ethic, the sort of person he is, and the footballer he is, that there was no moment of, lapse or throwing the towel in. I'm going to just keep rocking up, keep doing it day after day, week after week. And when my opportunity comes, I'll grab it with 2 hands, and that's what he did.
Well, it's pretty crazy how quickly the landscape can change, because you were picked up, you were the first in your draft class to debut.
Yeah.
And then against West Coast in Perth.
Yeah.
Stiff on the family
Yeah.
to come across, but your mum went viral that day
Yeah.
for supporting you in the stands. She
Did
was
we
hilarious.
we lost that game, didn't
Yeah.
Yep, I
Yeah.
wasn't going to put that in, but yeah.
Wasn't a good day.
Well, you presented Harry's
we? Yeah,
jumper.
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember it all, and that's why I remember, because I remember as well
We lost.
losing. Yeah.
Kenner's 150th as well.
Kenner's 150.
Where he hurt his shoulder really early in the game too.
That was the season
I gave him
that-
a hospital ball. That was me. Dave, you
We didn't have to
had
mention
one,
that,
mate.
but I remember where he got hurt. He
The
hurt his
start of
shoulder
that
or
year,
his-
where he got cleaned up a couple of
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. A fair while ago now, that game. But back to the start, to the very start. You said before we came on the air how small the town was that you grew up. Can you give our listeners and our viewers a little bit of context as to how small this town was?
Yeah, well, the best way to describe it is, right, you have a small country town, they have a small pub. Like, we don't even have a pub. We have a post office and a town hall and the public school. And then there's a couple little houses within that, but then that's literally it. It's just one road, a couple houses on the right, school on the left, and then the rest of it's just farm.
Wow.
But yeah, primary school of
And the town's name is
Binya.
Binya.
Yeah, shout out Binya. There'll be a few people listening,
Yeah.
hopefully.
The whole town. All 8.
Yeah, but like primary school got to max of about 13 kids while I was there. And then minimum, I think it was when my older
And these
brother
kids
was
aren't
there.
all your age, right?
So that's
No,
not
no.
13 per year level. That's
No, no, no.
13 across all
No,
years.
so there was, in my year, there was maximum of 4, then 1 left, so we were down to 3 people. But yeah, some people went through like only person in their year. But yeah, it was like, I think the minimum it got to was about 6. Yeah, and it was,
How many teachers are there? Like, is this one class? Surely that's not like year levels and different teachers.
no, so it's like K to 2 maybe, 3 to 6. But you got like 2 teachers in the classroom, and then you got an office lady as well. And then some days you might get an extra teacher in, so there'll be like 4 teachers. So you're almost doing like 3 to 1.
Wow.
It was pretty good. But yeah, we had main classroom, library, a few computers in the library. Yeah, it was pretty good upbringing, to be honest.
And what do you do in your spare time? Like, you're just on the farm.
Just on the farm, yeah. I never like, we got a FIFA comp going on at the moment, and I'm in it, but I'm putrid. Like, I've never,
Well, you never would have had it.
I didn't grow up with it or anything, so it was, yeah, I'll try my best, but I'm gonna be no good.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's quite the
Yeah, it is.
different upbringing to
I'm-
yourself and I, Tom.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, I didn't have FIFA either, but I wasn't on the farms. But no, it's funny because I remember doing a couple of years ago. I don't know if this was maybe your first year or if it was the year before, but we do like some community camps. We played a JLT game in either Albury or Wagga, and we were doing some like, not that obviously Wagga's not near Griffith, but just like in terms of like this country town sort of stuff. And I remember going to like a few small towns like Ganmain and this sort of thing, and they're like the same. Like Ganmain, I remember going to.
Tiny.
Like literally, as you say, like the road goes through, there's a few houses and a school, and that's like it.
Yeah.
Not
And
having
I-
a pub is crazy.
Yeah. It's like, you tell people and they're like, what do you mean? Like, can't be a town.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the rule?
Yeah. So
You
maybe,
have to have a pub to be a town.
maybe we're not a town.
Yeah.
Just a post office.
It's just
and a
funny
school.
how like some of these parts of like rural Australia, they're just so small.
Yeah.
And I suppose it even just like, shout out to those teachers, because that's got to be like, you're sort of going in between, like you said, K and 2, and you're all in this room. Like it'd be tough going, but
So is everyone in this school? This is actually like, you probably don't get bored of talking about this, but like for me, this is so hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
So is like, are all these teachers from this town, or they like come in?
No. So like, or a couple of them were from the town.
Yeah.
And then a couple of them are from Griffith, which is half an hour drive, which is like the closest town.
Yeah.
The principal was actually my cousin, so like we're all sort of
Standard.
everyone's. But yeah, most teachers were like from around the area.
Wow.
And am I right in saying as well, so like this is a, because I'm trying to think even as well, like when I say how do these teachers get paid, this is like a public school, so it's the state government pays them.
public school,
right.
yeah.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because far out.
And then, so during this time, how old were you when you left the school?
So I did kindergarten to year 6, and then I went into Griffith for high school.
Yep.
So I went from a school of, let's say, 12 kids average, and then went into high school into Griffith, and it was 800 people.
How'd that feel?
Oh, crazy. Obviously, like, I'd play all my sport and stuff in Griffith, so I, like, knew a fair few people in
So you
Griffith.
played for the Griffith Swans?
Griffith Swans, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So obviously had, like, a few friends in that, but from going, from a tiny little school with one classroom to big school with 800 kids where I was trying to find my way around the schools. Yeah, bizarre.
What were you like as a kid? Because you from a small school like that, surely you're not the most outgoing person.
Oh no, I was pretty shy. I'm still pretty shy today, to be honest. But like, it was bizarre. Like that many kids in one classroom. Like the classroom that I had in Year 7 was bigger than my whole school in primary school. So it was like,
That's insane.
Yeah.
it was a different feeling, that's for sure.
And then during that time, was that when you moved to the high school? What age did you go? Because you went to the Giants Academy pretty much straight away, didn't you?
Yeah. So I started, I think, as young as you can is like 13.
Yep.
Maybe 12. Yeah, so I started as a 12-year-old. So I was doing that the whole way through, yeah.
Who else was in your group, like your age group? Anyone?
Matto was in my age group.
Yep.
Yeah, but he didn't do it the whole way through. But yeah, he's the only
Didn't
other
he?
person. No, he wasn't in it the whole way.
Why not? Oh, did he only come in later?
He came in later, yeah, I'm not
All
sure.
right.
Yeah.
I know why. He would have started getting bigger. If he wouldn't
Yeah.
have been good enough when he was younger and small. And
Stuck wrong.
yeah, no, whatever. Then he started, all of a sudden he's 200 and they go, yeah, well, I think we'll get him in.
We'll put some time into this guy.
Jeez, he's showing a bit of promise.
Yeah. I hate that rule. If you're
Didn't have
tall,
the
you get a
games.
chance.
All in you go.
Yeah.
And then, so what age was it? How long were you in Griffith for? And then when did you move to Kilmore?
Yep, so I did Year 7, 8 in Griffith, and then Year 9 I went down to Assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Kilmore.
It's pretty
was-
young.
Yeah, well, my older brother went there,
Mhm.
so he's 4 years older than I am. So pretty much from Year 7, I wanted
That's
to go.
Jack, isn't it?
Jack, yeah.
Yeah. I've played with Jack as well, by the way.
Yeah, he's played a few NAFL games here.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a photo of him and Keefe
Yeah.
when he played a NAFL game. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. No, Jack was a good footballer himself. I reckon as well, because I reckon he's a year older than me. I think if I'm right.
2000.
Yeah. Because I played some like underage academy stuff when Jack was top age, and then I reckon he might have come back as a 19-year-old for some as well.
Yeah.
And so I played with Jack as well.
Shout out Jack. Where's Jack
Yeah.
playing now?
Plays at Corowa.
Corowa.
Good footballer.
He is a good.
Better than I am.
I don't know. I don't know about that. But also, if he's playing for Corowa, my guess is that he's getting some nice matchy figures.
Yeah, the brown paper bag
Yeah.
under the desk.
We love the brown paper bags out in the country.
100%.
Just a couple of mortgage payments, a couple of house
Does
deposits.
Assumption start at year 9?
No, it's Year 7.
Yeah,
so,
right. So what was
So you
that
went late.
decision? Yeah, why'd you go year 9?
So I wanted to go Year 7, but
Yeah.
mum and dad said no.
Yeah.
So Jack started there Year 10. So originally they told me you can go in Year 10.
Yeah.
And I kind of argued the point that I wanted to go Year 7. And then by the time I got to Year 9, they were like, yeah, right, you
Right.
can go.
Why'd you want to go so quick?
Oh, well, my brother's my idol, to be honest with you. So when I was that young, I was just, whatever he was doing, I wanted to do. So, but football was the main aspect of it. Like
Yeah.
school footy down there is crazy. So yeah, that was the main reason, but I just wanted to follow him. Yeah.
How far is Assumption from home?
5 hours, maybe 5.5.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a fair drive.
Mm.
But yeah, again, like I went from 12 kids to 800 kids up to like 1,400, 1,500. So, and I was 5.5 hours away from mum and dad. So, I mean, yeah, it was a big change again, but I feel like throughout my life, I've just sort of moved around and
Adapted.
found my way up here into Sydney.
The biggest city in Australia.
Yeah.
Kind of got used to moving and making friends again, yeah.
Did you like boarding?
I loved it. It was like pretty much a footy club just in school.
Yeah.
70 of your best mates, get to live with them, eat dinner, study with them every night. It was, the best fun of my life.
You didn't study.
Nah, no way.
And then through this period, because this school's technically in Victoria, right?
Yeah.
How did you stay associated? I don't know if this is going to break any rules or whatever it's going to.
No.
But like, how did you stay associated with the Giants Academy?
Yeah, so pretty much I was like a part of the Giants Academy the whole time.
Mhm.
But I obviously couldn't make it to any trainings or anything like that. So it was literally, I trained with Calder Cannons, which is down in the under-18s competition down there. Trained with them, and then I'd literally just play for Giants. So if they had any...
I think it's because of where you live.
Yeah,
so
it is.
like,
It's where you're
because
from.
your home address is still like Griffith, because it's the same as Harvey Thomas. Harv's bordered
There's a
down
few of them.
Caulfield.
Yeah.
But because like their home address is still in the Giants Academy region, like the Giants Academy boys.
Yeah.
That's how they still get to play for us, which is pretty handy.
Yeah.
I like it.
I was training for the Cannons, and then, so we played, I think it was my under-18s year, trained for the Cannons the whole pre-season, then round 1, Giants versus Calder Cannons. So I trained with them on the Thursday, and then played against them on the Saturday.
How'd that feel?
it was weird, but I'm pretty sure we beat him by a point, so it was good.
Yeah.
Standard.
Next Tuesday.
And then you roll
train.
back in. Yeah, the Tuesday and be like,
Hey,
"Suck on
fellas."
that."
Let
Yeah.
them know about it. It was fun. Yeah.
Also, I want to just make a very quick shout out. Assumption's also a Morris school. Jacob, you and I obviously being Morris boys.
The biggest advocates you'll find.
Assumption College also a Morris school. We love it. We love to hear it. My grandfather as well went to Assumption actually for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, Michael went there for a little bit.
There you go.
Bought it at Assumption as well. Loved it as well.
Now fast forward to your 18th year, and when did it kind of become when did you know you were going to get picked up? Like, was it something the Giants had communicated with you, obviously being an academy product, or was it kind of like, I could go anywhere, but I think I'm a chance?
Yeah, so I got told by the Giants, by Adrian and Kingers, I want to say almost a month, maybe a month and a half out from the draft.
That's pretty rare.
Yeah, they sat me down and they told me that they were going to take me. It was like the day of my Year 12 graduation. They would text me and they were like, "Oh, can we meet up beforehand, whatever?" So we're at a bar, like having a few drinks. It was like Kingers was sitting there, Adrian was there, and I was like,
This is crazy.
yeah, to be honest, I was like nervous as I was like, what are they here for? Like,
What do you
are
think
they
of
telling me?
Kingers? Because he hadn't technically really started yet.
Yeah, well, like it was pretty good, to be honest. Like he just chatted to my dad the whole time. They just chatted footy the whole time. But yeah, then they told me, and then from there on, it was pretty relaxing, to be honest.
That's a pretty good day, isn't it? Graduate Year 12, get told you're getting picked up same day. That's just like...
And you've got a month.
Yeah.
That's elite.
Yeah.
All your mates, you nervous? Yeah, mate, real nervous.
Well, it was pretty funny how it panned out in the end, because they told me that if you go before pick 15, like we're gonna like seriously think about whether we
Have to match it.
Yeah, match the bid or not. Like we probably won't. And then it got to draft night, and they had told me like, we think you're gonna go
Second round.
second round later, whatever. So we planned in Griffith to have that second night of the draft at the local club. You know, people be there, whatever.
Yeah.
And then night one, I'm sitting on the couch, got a few best mates around from Assumption, having a few drinks or whatever, and then yeah, all of a sudden my name popped up at number 16, and I was like, had no idea. So I still got the surprise.
excitement.
Yeah.
And,
I remember going to the draft that year, and that was the year we traded up to get Cads.
Yeah.
So like we had the first pick, and then our next pick was like in the 20s or something, or early 20s.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in the recruiting meeting, and Toby was there that year because he had to present Cads. So we like went into this recruiting meeting. They were like, "Yep, like there's no question about it. Aaron Cadman's our man. We're getting him first." And then they were deciding between a few other names, like, you know, Darcy Jones, Jacob Consti, or whatever his name was. Went to the Swans, doesn't matter. No disrespect. And a few of these other names that they were floating. And then they're like, obviously we have Harry, our academy boy. We're projecting he'll go second round. We'll match the bid. That's good. We've got him, blah, 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 blah. And then there's a few forwards and stuff we want as well. And then we go through. So that's our plan. And like, I've been in a lot of draft meetings since, and everything, like, Adrian's a genius. Like, everything he says is going to happen, happens.
Yeah. That one didn't.
That rocked the boat. So we're sitting there. I didn't have, like, from a content point of view, had nothing ready for you. Because I'm like, Harry's second night, and then we'll do all this stuff with the academy. It's a great story, blah, 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 blah. We're sitting at the table where all the media have to sit, and it's like, pick one, Aaron Cadman. And we're like, sweet. Our job's like, we've literally got the first pick and then, like, the last pick of the first round. Easiest night ever. We've got so much time. We just follow Cads around, and he does all these appearances. So we get Cads, do all that. And then we're like in the middle of like getting some stuff ready for like potentially Darcy, who's going to be our next pick. And then it's like the Sydney Swans bid on Harry Rowston, and we're like,
oh,
what happens? Like, everyone's freaking out. There's a really funny photo of Adrian,
yeah,
and he looks
great
pissed. Like, he is not happy.
So funny.
Everyone thinks the social media started this rivalry. Harry Rowston, that pissed a lot of people off. So then, like, we're like, are we bidding? Like, are we matching it? Like, what's happened? We had the same communication as you. Like, oh, like, what happens? And then they're like, we're matching it, obviously.
Did they call you before? So, like, you see that bid go up. Did you get a call almost straight away saying we're going to match, or were you actually just watching it play out on TV?
I was just watching it play out on TV.
Who was with you? Were you like at home just by yourself?
Yeah, so I was at home. I had mum, and then like obviously a few mates, and my dad was still out on the tractor.
Oh, I do remember this.
'cause
Yeah,
he was like, "Oh, like you're going second night, like
Yeah.
it's all good."
I'll continue to work.
Yeah, and then seen the name pop up, and then it was like, I think it's like bottom left hand corner, like waiting, like Will Giants.
Yeah, it's pending. Yeah,
Pending,
whether it's going to
whatever.
happen.
And then just flicked over. Giants have drafted.
What was your thought in that moment? Were you like, I don't care if I go to the Swans, or were you like, oh, I still want to go to the Giants?
You're like, yeah.
Well, I wanted to go to the Giants because I'd been told.
Yeah.
Right, I was like, I had my mind set, like, I'm going to Sydney, whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, I would have been in Sydney, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to the Giants. So
Yeah.
I was hoping they were going to match it.
Yeah.
And they told me that they would, so I was pretty confident, but
Yeah.
still that bit of doubt. Yeah.
Wow, imagine how different everything would be.
Particularly because, as you said, it was like, oh, if it comes before 15 or whatever, we're not sure. And then it was, 16 you said? So it's like genuine fine line stuff.
100%. Yeah. But I think Adrian was happy in the end. We got everyone we wanted.
Oh, yeah, we delivered.
Das was meant to be the pick that I got, ended up being, and then everyone was meant to be forward one, but Das is angry because he was one pick out of first round. Extra bit of cash missed out on.
How'd your dad react when he got off the tractor?
Oh, he was excited, but I think he was just like angry at himself that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like I rang him straight away and he's like, oh yeah, I'm on my way. When he got there, it was pretty exciting, but I think he was a bit disappointed he wasn't there. But yeah.
Wow, crazy. And then, as we mentioned, you didn't have to wait too long once you got to the club to make your debut. But how did you go moving to Sydney? You've already spoken about you've having to adjust a couple of times, but it's pretty different country life to Sydney.
Oh, it's very different. But once again, like I'd been told so long beforehand that I was pretty, my mind was pretty set on where I was going, and I had my head around it pretty well. Still getting used to the city life a little bit, but I love the beach. So to be honest, I couldn't be anywhere better.
You've done all right. You've still got your big ute. You still get to go camping.
Exactly right.
Do you know? I bought all our listeners and viewers would know this. Tom knows this, but I went and bought myself a ute, and then I was like, perfect. Like now I get to go camping because I got bogged in a 2-wheel drive trying to go somewhere I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You probably would have listened because you're a big fan. But I went and got the ute. Like I was like so happy with myself. I was like, finally, I've got a 4-wheel drive. I can finally I've treated that 2-wheel drive. Apologies if someone that bought it listens. Treated that like a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And then finally got this 4-wheel drive. Go to the airport, dropping our car off at King's Parking. Shout out to King's Park. Park on King. Sorry.
Yeah, Park on King. Yeah.
And then I'm walking up to the cars next to Harry, and Rowston goes, "Oh, whose shit box is that?" I was like, "Yeah, it's losers." Yeah.
I think sucks.
Just gonna do a couple laps walking. Maybe my car's downstairs. No, you're a good bloke, Rowston. Filthy. No, so then obviously your debut, and you made the most of that. Had a great time in Perth. It was great to see your family across. That's a big effort to come to Perth. And you didn't have a small support crew either. I was looking at the photo before. It's a big crew. Another academy product in Tom presenting the jumper, which was lovely. And then can you talk us through kind of, I know we've touched on it, but there was a fairly large gap between your last game and your game last weekend in terms of starting. But can you talk us through the end of that 2023 season?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously played those few games early. And then didn't play great, let's be honest. Like I probably wasn't up to the level. And then back half of the year, was just playing VFL, just trying to, I was pretty confident that I wasn't going to play for the rest of the year, play AFL. I was just going to play VFL. So my mindset was that just hone in on my craft, just get as good as I can, work on the fitness, because that was the main thing that the Kingers was hard on, was sort of, you're not fit enough, that's going to be the main thing. So then back half of the year, just working on that as much as I could, and then into the off season, running and fitness was the whole thing, and then into 2024, the unfortunate injury. But yeah, just back after that year was mostly just VFL and just trying to get as good as I can at the craft, learning the roles, because obviously everyone was at that point. Kingers was new, so everyone was trying to wrap their head around the fact that all these new roles and whatever. So. But yeah, I had a great time in the VFL. I think, as I've already touched on, take the positives out of it all and just honed in on my craft and try to get as good as I possibly could.
You mentioned... you go, Tom.
Yeah, I was just going to say about... It's interesting because I haven't even really thought about this point, but I suppose it's probably a thing where, you normally can lean on, you'd like to think that now all the young boys that come in can lean on, I still feel young, and I am young, but I've now played enough games that I'm an experienced player. You've even been in King's system for 3 years, so the young boys can learn off you. But just reflecting on that even for instance, Cogs and Chook, they'd played nearly 200 games to that point or whatever it was, but because we're all learning, like you said, new roles, like there's no one really to lean on. So I realised as a first year player in that year, that must be even more difficult of like, I don't really have any older guys who I can lean on about, oh, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, because we're all learning it together. So that in and of itself, I suppose, is just a new challenge where you don't really have as a young guy anyone to lean on, any older guys who can sort of speak from experience, which is just an interesting point I hadn't even thought of. Talk us through last year as well, like injuries are a part of footy, they suck, and particularly like a stress injury, because I feel like, as you said, and as we've talked about already, your work ethic is, incredible. And I suppose having one that's, it's not necessarily, it's not your fault about an overuse injury, but I suppose that must be frustrating when you're like, I'm getting to work, I'm doing a lot of work here and my body can't hold up under that. What was that like? What was recovery like? How'd that feel? Talk us through that.
Yeah, so like I'd never had an injury before. Like I'd gone my whole junior career and no injuries or anything like that. So I'd been very, very lucky. And then when I found out about that, I was sort of like, I didn't know how to accept it at first. I was like, what do you mean? Like I'm injured? Like this has never happened before. Like, and I'm in the doc's office and they're telling me, yeah, you're probably done for the year. It was hard to hear at first. Like you're like, what do you mean? Like I just want to play footy, whatever. But then from there, it was the initial period was sort of just accepting the fact that the year was over, and my mind kind of shifted to what can I do so come the start of 2025, like I'm ready to go. So the whole time it was literally all I was thinking about was opening round this year, and just getting my body right. I actually took the opportunity to really work on my weight. So I was pretty heavy coming in. I was like bit of a bigger body and whatever.
Nothing As in wrong. when you were drafted?
When I was drafted, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. A few of us have got to deal with that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with it.
So yeah, I was definitely way too heavy for what I wanted to be. So lent on Mel, our dietitian, Rondo as well. These people just to sort of get a gauge of where I needed to be and how my body needed to look, kind of thing. And so I took the opportunity. I just lost as much weight as I could. I think the heaviest I've been is almost 90 kilos, and during that injury, I got down to 78. So I just tried to strip back as much as I could, and then when I got back to running, being able to lift again, I could sort of just build from the ground up, build the muscle back up. So I run around at 83 kilos now, which is, I feel like I'm in a really good spot. That was kind of just how I went about it.
It's funny because for context, so my heaviest as well when I was early in my career, or when I maybe got drafted as well, I reckon I was probably 95 or 6. And now
really, as an 18-year-old?
Yeah, too heavy. I was again too heavy. Now I'm about 90, about 90, 91, 89, around there. But it's also funny that when Rowsto says, so I'm a bit taller than Rowsto, and for him to say his heaviest he was playing at 90 is where I'm saying there's if you were to look at Rowsto and I next to each other at a point the same weight, just realistically, as he now will be able to tell you as well, 90's probably too heavy for him, to be rolling around that. But it is that's just another important thing, thing that people don't even consider when you first get drafted is you got to figure out what your playing weight is for. You're doing more running here than you've ever done before in your life, and you've got to cover more ground in the game than you ever have in any other footy games you've played. So you got to figure out as well. That's something that's individual to each person, individual to each position, and then your body type, all that sort of stuff. You've got to figure it out, and it can take some time.
100% it takes time. And that's probably why it was you almost would have put so much pressure on yourself because you played so early.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I came in, I didn't play a single VFL. Well, I played a VFL practice match and then it was bang, straight in. So I was just, and then you get dropped and you're like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Pressure, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
Well, you're back in and you're firing. And you had a day on Saturday.
That was it was an incredible game.
All right, we're going to go to some questions. Ready?
Yep. So you're a little bit rusty on the sticks.
You did it before, so you put it down.
I didn't. I was signaling to you to do it, and then you're like, oh yeah, I need to. And then you left it down.
I'm not going to wear that. Also, shout out to Cinch Footy. You'll get around it, Tom.
Why is that?
Giant Farmers. Yourself, Ashy, and Witters are leading the disposal count in the AFL.
There you go.
Don't act like you didn't know.
I didn't.
Don't act like you didn't know. All right, we've got some questions. We're going to start.
Random little insertion into the pod.
Shout out, Cinch Footy. A few of the questions for you, Rowsto, are around leather poisoning. Favourite ground in the RFL besides Griffith?
Oh, Narendra. I think you guys. Did you play a practice match there?
No.
Matt,
Narendra?
Yeah. No, I don't think you did.
No,
But
Albury.
Yeah, massive ground.
I've been to a couple of
I've
the
heard
grounds out
this.
there.
I haven't, but I've heard the one at Narendra is
Flinty.
apparently,
Yeah.
the biggest oval like in the world. Apparently, it's just
It's
enormous.
huge.
Yeah.
It's so
That
good.
competition's pretty big.
Yeah.
Who are the teams in the competition?
Well, it's like Griffith, and then goes all the way to Wagga, which
Yeah.
is 2 hours.
So it's like the
Or is that
Tigers.
out the other side of the Wagga. Yeah, Wagga Tigers, Colin Gully, Perryman Territory,
Ugh.
Narendra.
No, we actually love Coolgully because Mitchy Maguire's coaching there.
Yeah.
We do
Flinty-
love the gully.
Flinty Territory, Narendra.
Narendra. There's a lot of people from everywhere around there.
Yeah.
Tamora, they in that?
Nah, different league.
Different league.
Junior.
You don't know,
juniors.
mate.
I don't know the country. Man. I'm trying. Yeah. Who else? There's someone else.
Turvey Park.
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
hard.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bulldogs, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
See, I know, mate.
Boys, do you have a favourite fan interaction?
Well, I always really appreciate, Jacob, when we get those bracelets. I have a few
Yeah.
people that make the bracelets for us, and they're still sitting around the gear stick in my car.
We've got some
So,
creative ones now
Yeah,
too.
I appreciate those. Those are always really, really nice.
Yeah, mine's just, I haven't had few too many, but when people know who you are, I feel like that, like as a young player,
Yeah.
when people actually know who you are.
Yeah,
and
your name.
if they've got like a card of you or something, that's like
That is
That's
cool.
cool.
pretty special, yeah.
Jack Buckley was saying the first time he got stopped at the airport to sign a card,
Yeah,
he was like,
I've made it.
"Sure, kid.
yeah.
I get this all the
It's
time."
actually funny. Ricker and I last night went for a walk along Bondi Road up to the Woolies Metro there, and we got stopped by someone because we were just walking past, like talking, whatever, going for a walk at night, and he stopped us, and apparently it was his mate's birthday. His mate had got him into footy, so Ricker and I filmed a video on the side of Bondi Road, like off to his mate. It was his birthday. Apparently Bucks gave him a call yesterday as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for the member calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Hey, you had the In the Green Room fan on Saturday night in Brisbane.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came up
There's a
Saturday night.
Yeah, it's love the In the Green Room, yeah.
Really? Love
I get
that.
actually a few of those, actually, which is quite
Yeah,
funny.
it's funny,
More
and-
people listen than I think, or like, if they don't listen, they're at least aware of the fact that I'm on a podcast.
Or they just lie and say, "Great show."
yeah. But
Like
they
Rowston.
see the
But even-
Instagram reels.
Yeah.
But even like I'm surprised at how many people, even if that's true, are even aware that like we have a podcast, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's quite weird.
we're huge.
So anyway, we're big time.
Tom needs to go back to his rap music roots. I don't know if that's a question or just a.
No, that's a clear statement and demand.
Yep.
I think it's coming. Actually, he's coming today. I've got some rap music for Song of the Week later. Came with a Song of the Week, didn't you, Rowster?
Yeah, I've got it. Got
That's
it ready
what
to
I'd
go.
love to
You probably won't like it, but
What is
It's
your?
going to be country then, isn't it? Shit.
Yeah, respect.
back to the
Finally
roots,
got some
mate.
of my people on the
Back
pod.
to the roots.
What is your favourite sporting movie?
Question.
What's the So I'm not massive on movies, so I'll be bad at this. But the NFL one, the homeless guy, the really big one, is it Blindside?
Oh, The Blind Side.
That's
Yeah.
a great movie.
I love that movie.
That
Great
is a
movie.
great movie.
I love movies that are real, like true stories.
Yeah. So The Blind Side is a great one. My other ones I was going to say is I really like Moneyball. Moneyball is just cool, and it's also got a great cast. And then Coach Carter's also a bit of like
It's a good one.
a bit of a classic. I don't mind.
I'm gonna say Goal. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. But you
Santiago
know,
Munez.
Ricker
Ricker would love it.
Yeah, Ricker and Binger both love it, and always tell me that I should watch
It's
it.
the best. 1 and
Yeah.
2, so good. And then the third one, they ruined it.
Yeah, but they do say that. Apparently, those goal movies are quite funny.
Jacob, I'm calling you out. Why is the quality of content on the socials dropped off?
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
That's actually
Oscar?
feedback.
And we
That's-
know how I take
Yeah,
feedback.
terribly.
Oscar, you're getting memed this week.
That's pretty funny. Someone's come for you. You
No,
probably wouldn't have had much of that
it's
before.
I've had a lot of it.
Really?
This year, a lot of people
Oh, who
were
was
saying,
into you about it? Was it Dan Does Footy was into you about it as
said
well?
we've gone soft, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. No, not we. Don't drag me into this. It's you.
No, we as a media team,
Yeah. That's not me.
we've gone soft. I can't get into
Lift
it
your
too
game.
much. We got lawyers
Lift
that
your
listen.
game.
I'm
Lift your
trying.
game.
We also, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you off air. We say that a lot on here.
Yeah, we actually do. There's a few things, Jake, when I go to start talking about, and they're like, that's actually got to be off.
Do you know what someone pointed out during the week? They said, You know when we answered the question last week, it was like biggest celebrity crush.
Yeah, you wouldn't even tell who.
I didn't say who it was.
Yeah, my
we
mum
just went
asked me.
quiet and went like, oh yeah, we just showed each other the phone. We're like, yeah. So next question, and then everyone was like, who was it? I was like, don't know.
I told my mum, by the way, who it was.
Did you?
Yours, yeah.
What'd she say? Out of his league?
Well, like she just was like, "Who is that?" I was like, "Oh, she's an influencer." She's like, "Oh, what does she influence? Like, is it like beauty
Positivity.
products or like this, that, whatever?" And I was just like, "I don't like. That's not really how influencers work. They're just sort of for some reason famous, and then people will approach
Yeah.
them and they'll just like promote whatever."
I did say something interesting the other day about like influencers. Influencers are like a dying breed in terms of people don't really care for them anymore. Like you've got to be authentic or be like have something.
Which,
about
by
you.
the way, hate to report to a few people, that's really good. Like, because
No, 100%.
it just used to be like there was a period where anyone was getting famous on Instagram for like anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I kind of appreciate we're sort of swinging back around. Many influencers come from Binya.
Rowston.
They don't have Instagram out there.
Loza Lee, it's my 50th birthday on Friday. Would love a birthday wish from the podcast. Happy birthday, Loza Lee. And a
There
hug
you
from
go.
Binger. Good
We
luck.
can organise that.
Binger does not hug. Good luck.
Anyway, happy birthday to Loza.
Happy birthday,
50th.
Loza. Why is your hair so good? Obviously talking about Rowston. Couldn't be us.
It definitely couldn't be you. There's a reason you're wearing a hat today.
Yeah. Yep. That's good feedback.
He actually, it's funny because you haven't been happy with your haircut. You did get a haircut and you're not happy with it.
So next question. No, I walked out this morning and Finn just gave me a drive-by.
What did he
I was
say?
like, Finnar. And he goes, there's the man with the worst haircut in Australia.
Oh,
That's kind of
stiff.
weak though.
I said, the hat's staying on for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but also that's not really good enough from him. Like you don't whack someone
I'm-
that hard.
It's fair enough. I pretty much do it for a living.
Yeah, you do, but you don't normally whack like that.
No, I'm not personal.
Yeah, that was the worst haircut in Australia.
Yeah, I won't be sleeping tonight. Will wants to know, oh no, buzz cut. This is feedback for you, Tom.
Oh, yep.
Oh, how do you think Tom would look with a buzz
Do
cut?
you think I'd suit a buzz cut?
Because he's contemplating it.
I am
and since he
contemplating.
was younger, like his face has got a lot
So you
thinner.
wouldn't have been at the club though. The last time I buzz cut my hair was 2021, I reckon, or one or two.
One.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
And my again, sorting out that weight stuff. I was a bit chubbier. My face was a bit chubbier.
I feel like you've got the jawline for it now.
So now I think I'm lean enough in the
Jawline's
face. I've
crucial.
like chiseled it out that I'm like, could I maybe deal with it?
I think you could. Yeah.
I think you
Maybe.
could.
I think you could.
I think my hairline's okay as well. Like it's not my hairline's not cooked either. So
No.
like it might work.
Strong hairline, jawline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe.
there's literally two things you need.
Maybe
hairline,
I could do it
jawline.
then. I'll think about it.
I think you could do it. Could you do it?
No way.
Why not?
Hairline's bad.
Yeah,
Is
same.
it?
Not receding, but I've just got like.
What are they called? The deep pockets.
They're widow
Widow's
peaks.
peaks.
Do you know-
I've just got that. So it's bad.
In Melbourne, when I went and stayed at Tom's house, we stayed after Toby's 250th, I walked into his house and there's just all the Western Bulldogs players. And I walk in, I was like a bit nervous. And I walk in and they're like, oh, g'day, mate, like lovely people. And they're like, we love your hair, like your hair's sick. And then Jimmy Harms goes, lift it up, show us your pockets. And I was like, lift it up. He goes, yeah, right, no, not bad. I was like, stiff. Like, if I walk in and had bad pocket,
Yeah,
my pocket's pretty bad though.
That was
they're getting there.
He's gone pretty early on that too.
Yeah, I respect
Straight
it.
away.
Just
I
met you
respect
and
it.
said, let's have a look at the hairline.
Yeah, well, he's just literally said better looking, 25% more likely to win the Brownlow.
If I
Buzz.
shave my head,
You would stand out a bit more.
well, I don't stand out otherwise. Or
Eh. Mark wants us to speak up a little bit louder.
nah, there's something. You know what? That's great feedback because I'm telling you, why does this not go as loud as it used to? When I speak in this, like,
This sounds good in my ear though.
yeah, I know, but no, I'm not as loud as you.
You speak a bit closer.
Do you want me to go closer?
No. I reckon all in general, we're not as loud. Or like, also, did you notice this wasn't as loud either?
Yeah, no, I did, and I tried to turn it up, and I didn't know how to do it.
Yes.
But I don't know if that's in our headphones or that's just like
No,
in
it's
the
not as
system.
loud. I know it's not as loud. I don't think we're as loud in this either.
We'll talk to Will because that's just not good.
Technical
enough.
difficulties are on.
That's
yeah,
not at
I'll
the level,
put that one
and
on
that's
Will.
why. That's why
Why,
our
what?
socials are dipping.
No. Our socials are dipping because of you.
Blame the technology.
Yeah, well,
Smart.
we will.
You control it, mate.
Shout out Speedo. Saw Jacob running around the Gabba at halftime. Is he trying to get recruited for Auskick?
Yes.
So stiff.
Mate, you're getting attacked today, which is pretty classy.
I love
I'm
it.
liking it. Yeah.
Yeah, not sure about it. Witters 250 coming up.
When is
Correct. West Coast. So we'll get him
Okay.
on that week. He'll only want to talk about Premier League, which is fine with me. All right, let's go. One more question. Actually, there was one, Rousto, about your nickname. Do you have one?
Oh, just Rowsto.
Did you have one
Rowsto.
at school or anything?
So Rowdy, VC.
Yeah, at school I was Row Cow, but I just got Row.
Row Cow.
Yeah, either Row or Cow, one or the other. Yeah.
Okay. All right, last question. Rousto, I'm going to frame it differently for you. So, Tom, you go first.
Yep.
Who would you choose as a co-host if Jacob wasn't able to make an episode?
Well, do they get a choice, or can I is part of my selection assuming that they'll be easy or like they'll come on, or can I just say?
So you can just choose.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say Binger, just because Binger.
He'd probably do it.
Yeah, potentially. I think Binger would just be funny.
And Rousto, if you had to start your own pod, who would you choose as your co-host?
Probably Connor Iden. I feel like he's just overall just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we said he doesn't.
He's got
He doesn't
nerves.
translate. He can't.
Gets scared in front
He
of
can't
big
do the big
lights.
lights.
You and Matto together is quite funny. Like you
Yeah.
and Matto just sort of like rip into each other a fair bit, and I'd find that quite funny to.
Matto's
listen to on
like
podcasts.
low key hilarious. I
Yeah,
reckon.
he is, but he's too quiet.
Like I don't think people know.
Why? So just as a quick aside, people aren't going to be able to see this, but like, there's a lot of people walking past, like from your media department as
studio?
well. No, but they're like in like not just active wear, but they're like, are they about to do something physical, like kick a footy or something?
No, we're just a laid back workplace.
No, what is it?
No, seriously, we're just a laid back.
No,
workplace.
that's not right, because like I've seen Hannah and Laura walking past in like Giants, like training, like
Yeah,
like that, like this shirt.
it's Giants gear. We're comfortable.
Nah, I don't like. Something's going on. More than like so many people have done it.
I promise you, we're not. Nothing's happening.
Well, you don't know about it.
Yeah.
It's probably a surprise for me. All right, we're going to get
Doubts
in. So
that.
obviously, as everyone would know, kids round this week.
Yep.
So we're going to do a little bit.
Kids getting free to Giants game this weekend. Is that correct?
Correct. And adult tickets are only $27.
Yeah.
So
For the expansion card.
it doesn't get much bigger. First expansion cup for Rousto.
Haven't been picked yet, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure. We won't put this episode out if you're not. But we're going to go to red light, green light. I'm sure you're aware of it, Harry.
Yep.
I don't know how it's going to go, but it's kids round themed, like kids
Sure.
themed.
Yep.
All right. Pretending to smoke when it's cold outside.
It's green light.
Do you still do it?
I don't still do it, but
You blow though.
yeah.
Yeah. Tom,
Yeah, I think it's a green light for me.
did you have the fads growing up?
Like the lolly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah, they were great. Like the must sticks, whatever.
Building a fort.
Like at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, green light, 100%.
I'm gonna say massive green light. Used to love doing it. I think there's got to come a time where you probably have to put it away though. Like,
How old's too old to build
I
a
don't
fort?
know. One of my younger brothers, Will, I think, used to take it on. Like he used to keep doing it a bit too late. And I was like, come on, mate.
What's too late?
Well, I don't know.
Put an age on it.
I can't put. Well, if you're a teenager doing it, I'm saying if you hit 13, you're still doing it. Grow up. I'm saying maybe it's between 10 and 13, somewhere in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would have said 12.
Yeah.
If you're doing it
Yeah.
past 12, you
Yeah.
probably take
So that's
it
what I'm
too far.
saying.
mean,
I
go-
can't remember
go
what
home.
age Will was doing it, but I seem to just recall thinking a few times like, it's probably enough.
Yeah. So fair. You both have brothers, so this could be interesting, but
Yep.
wrestling.
Biggest green light ever.
Yep, 100% agree.
It's where you build dog.
You're the oldest, so
Yeah.
you would have bullied them too.
Yeah, well, that's less about my age and more about, again, dog, and also just like,
You just have it in you.
yeah, you know,
How'd you go? Because you had an
Size.
older brother.
I'm the youngest. I got 2 older brothers.
Oh, so
I
you
got-
would have been
you.
Yeah, I
in
got
trouble.
belted.
Yeah.
They're raised tough though. The young ones are raised tough because they cop it.
Yeah,
would
I
you
feel
beat?
like
Would you
I
beat
had-
them now?
Now, yeah, 100%.
Do you ever just like?
Yeah, how are they going? So, Jack, what's Jack physique wise? How's he tracking? Like, has he blown out at all?
He
or
did blow out a little bit. He'll love that.
has he,
He did, but he's reined it back in.
he's reeled
reined it
himself back in?
He got to a point, he's like, well, yeah, I probably should just bring it back a little bit.
It's always funny when that happens. Like, particularly, I feel like it's post school. Sometimes people like blow out a bit.
Yeah.
Then it gets to a point where they're like, I need to sort this
Yeah, I need to
out.
run myself back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was always fun wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you go? Luke's bigger than you.
Yeah, Smashed him. Bigger, taller, but I got that dog.
Yeah.
We used to go to the Highmore's house every day after school, and they had this carpet, and it was green. And they used to have a rule that, like, my oldest cousin, Liam, so I'm the second oldest cousin, so there's only one more that can beat me.
Hang on, Tom.
Could have beat me, but we didn't really wrestle. It was like, he just had respect for his elders. But, like, there was a game, and it wasn't like a game that anyone wanted to play except him.
Liam.
But if you stepped on the green carpet, he had right to deck you. So, like, you'd walk on to, like, sit down on the TV and you just bang. You get pummeled. Great game.
Did you get to pummel him? Like, have you...
Oh, never. No. He was a scary kid, man. Like, Tom and I would be in the bedroom hiding. He was a hothead.
Yeah, wow.
Like, he was just so scary. Liam's going to look after you. No, thanks.
Yeah.
Writing yes or no on an eraser.
Yeah, that was funny. Always.
Then you'd ask the questions.
that.
You never do that?
No, I did that.
Yeah, and then maybe on the side.
Yeah.
Yep. Singing into the fan.
Yep, green.
Green, yeah.
Love that.
Bit of auto-tune.
Yeah.
Sounded good too.
Yeah, it did.
Making your siblings cry.
It's a red light, but unfortunately,
It happens.
I probably did it. I did it.
And you always feel guilty trying to, like, calm them down quickly. You wouldn't have had this as the youngest.
See, I was the one that...
Yeah.
was crying.
Putting the mayo on it.
Yeah.
Putting the mayo on.
You-
Mom!
The more mayo, the better.
The youngest
Yeah.
child is
Trouble.
genuinely a protected species.
Yeah, they are.
But I've got a younger sister as well, so I didn't get away with it for too long. Only a couple of years, and then she's
How much younger?
4 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah. So I had it for a little bit, but then it was...
So you weren't the favourite for very long.
Nah, no way.
She the favourite?
100%. Without
Yeah.
a doubt.
Well, she's the only girl as well, isn't she?
Yeah,
three
like, it's a
boys
cheat
and
code,
then-
yeah.
She
No,
got
but
it.
that's not necessarily true. Like, I have a brother and a sister, and I wouldn't say my sister's the favourite.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but mum and dad, like, wanted it.
the combination of youngest and then after three boys,
Yeah.
a girl, like, I
Game
feel
over.
like that's just
Who's the favourite in your family?
the youngest, Lockie, easily.
Still,
Easily.
really?
Yeah.
He's shot up.
They just go
He's
soft.
huge.
Yeah, he is tall, but they just go soft after a while. Parents as well.
They don't
like,
care, man.
They have an iron will with the oldest.
Yeah,
Like,
it
I've got
sucks.
to blaze the path for everyone.
Yeah.
They come in behind, my brothers, they'll do a bit, whatever, but they're a little bit easier. And then by the time the fourth comes, you basically break your parents.
Genuinely.
Like,
No, genuinely.
combination
Next time
of
you see
kids-
your older brother, say thank you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what
I
he went
100%
through.
agree with that comment.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, like, watching my older brother, like, not being able to do anything, and then it sort of got to me, and I was sort of just...
Yeah, exactly.
Mate.
They blaze the path. The oldest blazes the path, breaks the parents in. The other two help a little bit, but they already have it easy. But again, you just break the parents down. By the time the youngest comes, they're done.
It's unfair. That's a shot at all our parents. All right, a couple more. Sneaking out.
I never snuck out because I
Well, you're on a farm.
I
You're
live in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to sneak out.
I
anywhere.
did. I used to sneak out to see my first girlfriend, actually.
really?
Yeah.
Does Mel know that?
She caught me once, and I think she thought she was all over me, but she didn't catch me the other 50 times.
What was the technique?
Well, our house is like, you've been to our house, so
Yeah.
I would just sneak out of my room, which is actually, and this is why, like,
You're at the top though, aren't you?
I used to be. I used to be across from my parents' room, so I'd sneak out of my
Dangerous.
door really close, like really, really quietly, down the corridor, down the stairs, through, like, I think maybe my brother's or like another room, into the downstairs one, and then I'd go out, like we have a front door upstairs, which like everyone comes in. There's a front door downstairs too. I'd sneak out through there, get my bike, ride to her house, and then ride home at like 3:30 in the morning, go to school in the morning. Sucked. But it's just things you do for young love, mate.
Aww.
But
I'm sure
yeah,
she
she
listens.
caught me like once, and she.
What was the punishment?
Oh, well, I was 16 or something, 17 or whatever by this time. So
17, I reckon you get away with it. 16, you're in trouble still, I reckon.
Well, that's it. Like, so I think it would have been, I was 16 or 17, but like I wasn't in heaps of trouble or anything, but they were just, they
Disappointed.
cracked it. Yeah, but, by the time you're 16 or 17 as well, they crack it, they're disappointed. You go, whatever.
Move on.
What was the most trouble you got in at school?
Oh,
Rouse, you'd have a good one at a boarding school, surely.
I can't tell my most, my biggest.
Off air, that's another off air chat.
Nah, I reckon.
can you actually not tell your worst?
Nah. Off air I can. Off air I can. For those who know, we know. We one day in school, we had no teacher. Like, we had a sub and they'd left or whatever, and we were playing cricket, like, down the middle of the classroom, like, and the tables were all in a big U shape. And we were just mucking around. We're playing with a six stitcher, like, but we're were like tapping it or
You
whatever.
had the 6-stitcher in the classroom.
yeah, like we were just like
That is such a recipe for
yeah, we
disaster.
were just blocking it and whatever, and then
Someone saw a cover drive.
someone bowled one on me pads, and I just smoked it. Would have been 4 anywhere. But yeah, unfortunately, smoked a girl right in the eye.
Oh, I was thinking window. I wasn't thinking student.
Nah, and yeah, I still feel bad for it to this day. Yeah, so shout out if she's listening. I'm sorry still.
What was the punishment?
A couple days in school suspension.
Ooh,
that would
what does that do at his boarding school? Because you're already there.
No,
No,
this
like
wouldn't have been
during-
Kilmore's all boys, isn't it?
No, girls as well.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, like during like lunchtime recess and stuff.
Just
like
stuck inside.
Stuck inside all day. Yeah. But
Wow.
Oh my god, that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was going to be shattered glasses. But
Yeah,
not.
so did I.
it was stupid.
Ow.
That's bad.
How far away was she? Like, let's say you've clipped it here. Is she 3 meters?
No, on the like diagonal, probably 10 meters.
Oh,
okay.
so the ball's got momentum.
Yeah.
That
I
hurts.
think it like went off the table as well. I don't know.
Oh, double
As soon
speed.
as I hit it, like I just knew I put the head down and I walked out and I was like, that's not good.
Yeah.
Went back, said sorry and whatever, but it was too far gone at that point. So
Oh, that's actually the
that's
worst.
one I want to take back.
Yeah.
I'd love to have that.
Would you
back.
take back the one you can't tell us?
No way. No way.
That makes it even better. You can't say it, but you wouldn't take it back.
Nah, that was a good one.
I can't wait to hear. Tom,
Oh, I don't know. I
good kid.
Nah, like I got like an Arvo detention, but I can't remember what it was for. It was probably something dumb. The worst thing again I did, I can't say. I've told you this before.
Yeah.
I can't say that one, but
No,
like,
definitely not. I'm going to advise you to not say that. Great
but-
segment, and we can't tell our stories.
nah, like just I don't know, afternoon detention.
Once we do the in the green room with the in the green room beer,
Yeah,
some of these stories can come
some of
out.
these ones out. Well,
You
they
tell us
probably
your
shouldn't
story.
come
We'll
out,
be
but
like,
they'll
you know what
leak.
Rouso told me the other day. All right, perfect. Well, Tom, we've nailed the timing.
Song of the week.
That we have.
We're doing a quick song of the week, and then we'll be done. All right, so I think we're having some copyright issues with our songs because we keep playing them for too long. So I don't think we're going to be able to actually play any of these this week. But if you go and look them up, and hopefully Kate will be able to add these into their in the Green Room playlist. Mine's, I don't know if it's Venetia or Venetia. I'm going to say it's probably Venetia.
Yep.
By Lil Uzi Vert off Eternal Take. Just I've been listening to this album again from 2020. Just like a bit of a nostalgic time for me, and just thinking back to that, I love this song. He has a lot of bangers on that album, and yeah, that's one of my favorites. So Venetia, Lil Uzi Vert off Eternal Take. Everyone go tune in.
Love it. No copyright, no issues.
Yeah.
Rousto?
Mine's a bit different. Have you had any country on here before?
Oh, you obviously haven't.
Fortunately, Gaines provides it almost.
You
every
obviously
week.
haven't listened because all I do is country.
Nah, mine's I'm a Little Crazy from Morgan Wallen's new album.
Do you like that one as well, do you, Gaines?
Yep. This is what Lek and I were talking about. Like, it's a great album.
It is a great album.
37 songs.
37 songs.
It's
Listen
just
to
got
it
to be
all
too
day.
many, isn't it?
Spoiled
Yeah,
for
but it's
choice.
just not.
No, it's just
It's
a good album.
He's that good that you can just listen to him all day.
And they're all so different. It's just,
Yeah, that one's my.
if he comes, we'll,
100%.
We're going.
I've been to him before, and I'll go again without a doubt.
where'd you go?
We went up here 2 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah. If he comes again, we're getting him to the club.
yeah. That was my first and only concert. Haven't been to any others
Ever.
ever.
How'd you find a concert?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with
It's a
it.
pretty good
But
start.
I got nothing else to.
It's a pretty good
compare it
start.
with.
Yeah. Who's your first concert?
I think maybe the first like live music thing I ever went to was Rolling Loud in 2018 here. Like Australia, the one time Rolling Loud's come to Australia, and it was actually here in Olympic Park as well. And I went. That was great because again, that's just rappers, and that was some of my favorites.
Nice.
That I still loved. So like I saw like some of my favorites. Playboy Cardi was there. Gunna was there. Future was there. Ray Stramond was there. It
Doesn't sound like my kind of concert.
was great.
My first one was the Veronicas
That's cool.
That's a good one.
with Metro Station. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
And Short Stack.
Yeah, that's cool. That's actually kind of like throwback.
Well, I remember Short Stack or Metro Station. One of them put up this big sign. It was like, text us with a selfie or something like that. And we can invite you backstage. So I was like straight on it. And I was thinking, they were like 19-year-old kids. They weren't looking for me.
Yeah.
I was never a chance. My song of the week is You Look Like You Love Me. Have you heard that?
This is well by Morgan Wallen.
No, Riley Green and
Is this
Ella
country as well?
Langley.
Yeah.
It's country, yeah.
That sucks.
It's just a great little record. Rowsto, thank you very, very much for coming on. Good luck this weekend, first expansion cup. Hopefully you sleep the night before, a bit of nerves, it's a big day, big game.
I'm already nervous for it.
Hopefully you get the opportunity to lift the trophy afterwards. Tom.
Yeah, well, thank you, Rowsto. It was fantastic to have you on, but thank you again to all our In the Green Room listeners. We love having you guys along with us every single week. You make the show what it is. Make sure to send this to any of your friends, your family. Share that In the Green Room love. We're on all major streaming platforms, and you can watch us on YouTube. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.